powerful and also a little confusing at the same time. So let's take a look. In case it wasn't obvious, this device continues OnePlus's collaboration with McLaren, the company responsible for supercars like the McLaren 720S, from which inspiration has definitely been borrowed here. It uses McLaren's signature papaya orange leather on either side, and then a glass window going down the middle, made to look like a racetrack. It's premium, obviously. Construction feels tight and refined, and visually kind of reminds me a lot of that Huawei Porsche design Mate 30 RS phone that I took a look at recently. But what exactly is this phone? Well, the OnePlus Concept One gets its name from the fact that it's the first concept phone from OnePlus, and the whole idea of a concept phone is to demonstrate new concepts. So you could almost consider it a showpiece of the technologies that OnePlus is working on. First of all, the rim of the phone is surrounded by pure gold, to which you might be thinking, hold on a second, what? It's true, but maybe even more interesting is the tech behind it. So, a normal modern smartphone will usually have a stainless steel frame or an aluminium frame, but with the Concept One, OnePlus started with this and then used a process called physical to add a thin film on top of it. Solid gold is converted to the rim and then becomes solid. Obviously, using large chunks of gold, it would make the phone prohibitively expensive, and so this is one of the ways that OnePlus can actually build a phone which holds without the cost. Now, I'm not entirely sure gold is a good material to have on the outside of phones because of its tendency to scratch, but this is more a proof of concept. It's OnePlus saying, we've done this with gold, but really we could do this to create many more types of finishes, so stay tuned. And speaking of staying tuned, if you do like straight to the point tech content, then a sub to the Mr. Who's the Boss channel would be incredible. In all this time then, you might have also been wondering, Aaron, where are the cameras? Well, that's OnePlus's second trick here. Cameras that can disappear. Electrochromic glass is what it is. Glass for which you can pass an electric current through, causing the alignment of the molecules to shift, preventing you seeing through it. OnePlus actually took inspiration from that McLaren car, which uses this technology in its sunroofs, but this is the first time we're seeing anything like it on a phone. The idea is that whatever you're doing on your phone, the cameras remain hidden until you launch the camera app, after which they creep into view. With constant refinements, OnePlus has brought the time this process takes down from about 5 seconds to about zero point 0.7 seconds in the Concept One phone, so it's just a fraction longer than it usually takes to open the camera app anyways. So, this technology does have a few perks, but it also has quite a lot of question marks. First of all, on the positive side, whilst I don't personally think the cameras on most phones look bad, for an ultimate minimalist, I can see the appeal of this even more look. But you've come to expect from OnePlus, this is not a company that likes to do things just for show. There is a functional benefit. You might have heard of a neutral density filter. It's an attachment you can get for professional DSLR lenses that can restrict the amount of light that gets into the camera. Well, this tintable glass, for the first time ever, replicates this functionality on a smartphone. So when you're in Pro mode, one tap on this button, and all of a sudden, the bright spots in your image become a little less bright. And then of course, there's just the fact that it's cool. The invisible camera is a design feature in the same way that having an exciting color option is, and we've seen plenty of those in the last few years. Questions as I arrived with. For starters, this neutral density filter is useful on a phone as it is on a DSLR camera. One of the main use cases would be when you're taking light and you want to use a lens with a wide aperture, one that lets in loads of light. A neutral density filter can restrict the amount of light and therefore prevent you overexposing your shot. But on a smartphone, A, you can't change your lens anyway, and B, your camera software can more often than not automatically correct for overexposure anyways. I won't go into too many details, but there are still some use cases, like being able to take those long exposure shots during the daytime, but they're niche. Months ago, but nonetheless, it's good to see OnePlus shifting gear, moving from just offering existing technologies at a lower price to actually pioneering new features themselves. And this electrochromic glass is just one thing. There's a few other features which are likely on the horizon for OnePlus. We've seen Qualcomm's 3D Sonic Max fingerprint scanner technology being tested on OnePlus devices. It would mean you could use almost the entire bottom half of your phone to scan prints, and even set it up to require 2 fingers at once to unlock, making your phone many times more secure. OnePlus is investing more in making their phone cameras better, and there's a good chance their 2020 smartphones will swap out notches for what I think is better, the hole punch for the front camera, and the 90Hz fluid displays we loved last year may just level up to 120Hz. Plus, as a final cherry on top, a mid-range OnePlus device is looking very likely. So stay tuned to the Mr. Who's the Boss channel for more updates on that. And with that being said, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.